noises, and then I realise it's the dance the gorillas do when it's the end of the bare-rooted season. With bare-rooted specials like this, no wonder Gary is dancing. Check out some of our amazing end-of-season specials. Big fruit trees, $25.99. 3-foot standard roses, icebergs and colours, $25.99. Ornamental capital pears, $14.99. But hurry, because once they're gone for the year. From stunning fruit trees to vibrant shrubs, this is your last chance to get bare-rooted beauties during these final weeks of the season. Spend over $300 on these extraordinary bargains and get a free weeping cherry valued at over $100 and free delivery over most of Victoria. Act fast, these deals won't last and neither will the bare-rooted season. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
Hello, hello, strawberry. I'm a tiny, tiny berry. Smart and sweet, that's my way. Come and sing, hip, hip, hooray.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Is this the perfect spring blossom tree for a small garden? This is a falling snow weeping cherry. It's a couple of metres tall and it cascades down in a beautiful neat shape. So you could fit this into just a small courtyard or a small garden bed. You could even make a beautiful pair on either side of a path or driveway. And it just comes to life with beautiful spring blossoms. So if you're after a compact feature tree that has the best spring blossom, it's a falling snow weeping cherry. Easy to grow, anyone can fit one of these in their garden and they don't require much pruning, they just have a lovely natural symmetrical falling shape. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Wow.
I just want to say it is phenomenal, amazing.
Awesome surprise.
And that's what we do. When people spend over $300, everybody gets a free weeping cherry. It's a $100 weeping cherry. What do you reckon?
It is the most unexpected surprise.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I like it.
It's been absolutely fantastic.
Thanks, hello plants.
That is amazing.
Thanks, Chris.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yay! The free weeping cherries are on me. Finally, inner peace. The way to make an instant box hedge is to use these bare-rooted English box. These are fresh in, they're freshly dug. We bring them in every couple of days, a fresh load of them. And you take these and they've got beautiful big roots, big bushy English box, and they're really economical and cheap. But you can only do it in winter and early spring. So it's something you need to get in and get into now and make yourself an instant box hedge. Don't wait years. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. This is a very traditional Japanese cherry blossom and it's absolutely beautiful, lovely little single flowers and really, really pretty. This one here is called First Blush and it's not a weeper, it's one that grows upright and quite compact. It's only going to end up sort of 4.5 metres tall, nice and bushy with the most amazing show in springtime of beautiful pink blossom. So nice compact tree called First Blush, beautiful pink Japanese style blossom. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now. Tap the link and let's go. Hi, this is Lynn and Harry and they've got a 5-acre property in Seymour, and they came down to Campbellfield to get bare rooted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and what you've got now, you've got sunburst honey locusts, and they're about 8 foot tall, and you paid $19.90 each for them. What do you reckon about a deal like that?
I reckon I stole them.
It's a bit like shoplifting, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And you've got yourself standard roses, and they've cost you $14.99. Good bargain?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
How long have you been getting bare rooted down at Hello Hello for?
Oh, 10 years.
Yeah,
Yep,
right.
ever since we've been planting the garden out in the property, we've helloed often. If you've got to create a garden, you couldn't do better than come here.
Thank you very much for that. Thanks for coming down. Thanks a lot.
Terrific.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now. Tap the link and let's go. Most people that come into my nursery buy one cherry blossom, and that's a great idea. It makes a beautiful feature in the front yard. But I'm going to show you something. The only thing better than one cherry blossom is 2 cherry blossoms. Come and take a look. Look at the spectacle you can make with 2. These particular ones are called Subitella rosea, and they're a beautiful soft pink, and they really cascade down really, really lovely. Fabulous tree, never get too big. Subitella rosea, plant 2 of them and create a real spectacle. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. I was in the jungle and I heard some weird noises, and then I realised it's the dance the gorillas do when it's the end of the bare rooted season. With bare rooted specials like this, no wonder Gary is dancing. Check out some of our amazing end of season specials. Big fruit trees, $25.99. 3-foot standard roses, icebergs and colours, $25.99. Ornamental capital pears, $14.99. But hurry, because once they're gone for the year. From stunning fruit trees to vibrant shrubs, this is your last chance to get bare rooted beauties during these final weeks of the season. Spend over $300 on these extraordinary bargains and get a free weeping cherry valued at over $100 and free delivery over most of Victoria. Act fast, these deals won't last, and neither will the bare rooted season. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
Hello, hello, strawberry. I'm a tiny, tiny berry. Smart and sweet, that's my way. Come and sing, hip, hip, hooray.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Is this the perfect spring blossom tree for a small garden? This is a falling snow weeping cherry. It's a couple of metres tall and it cascades down in a beautiful neat shape. So you could fit this into just a small courtyard or a small garden bed. You could even make a beautiful pair on either side of a path or driveway. And it just comes to life with beautiful spring blossoms. So if you're after a compact feature tree that has the best spring blossom, it's a falling snow weeping cherry. Easy to grow, anyone could fit one of these in their garden, and they don't require much pruning. They just have a lovely, natural, symmetrical, falling shape. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Wow.
I just want to say it is phenomenal. Amazing. Awesome surprise.
That's what we do. When people spend over $300, everybody gets a free weeping cherry. It's a $100 weeping cherry. What do you reckon?
It is the most unexpected surprise.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I like it.
It's been absolutely fantastic.
Thanks, hello plants.
That is amazing.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank
Beautiful.
you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yay! The free weeping cherries are on me. Finally, inner peace. The way to make an instant box hedge is to use these bare-rooted English box. These are fresh in, they're freshly dug. We bring them in every couple of days, a fresh load of them. And you take these and they've got beautiful big roots, big bushy English box, and they're really economical and cheap. But you can only do it in winter and early spring. So that it's something you need to get in and get into now and make yourself an instant box hedge. Don't wait years. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. This is a very traditional Japanese cherry blossom and it's absolutely beautiful, lovely little single flowers and really, really pretty. This one here is called First Blush and it's not a weeper, it's one that grows upright and quite compact. It's only going to end up sort of 4.5 meters tall, nice and bushy with the most amazing show in springtime of beautiful pink blossom. So nice compact tree called First Blush, beautiful pink Japanese style blossom. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now. Tap the link and let's go. Hi, this is Lynn and Harry and they've got a 5-acre property in Seymour and they came down to Campbellfield to get bare rooted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and what you've got now, you've got sunburst honey locusts and they're about 8 foot tall and you paid $19.90 each for them. What do you reckon about a deal like that?
I reckon I stole them.
Yeah, it's a bit like shoplifting, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And you've got yourself standard roses and they've cost you $14.99. Good bargain?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
How long have you been getting bare rooted down at Hello Hello for?
Oh,
10 years?
10 years.
Yeah,
Yep,
right.
ever since we've been planting the garden out on the property, we've hello'd often. If you've got to create a garden, you couldn't do better than come here.
Thank you very much for that. Thanks for coming down. Thanks a lot.
Terrific.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Most people that come into my nursery buy one cherry blossom and that's a great idea. It makes a beautiful feature in the front yard, but I'm going to show you something. The only thing better than one cherry blossom is 2 cherry blossoms. Come and take a look. Look at the spectacle you can make with 2.
Hi everyone and welcome to our live Q&A. Sorry for being late, we just had a lot of technical difficulties. We hope you've been having a wonderful Monday so far. So for anyone new here, I'll just quickly explain what this live Q&A is, but welcome to anyone returning. So our live Q&As are a place where you can come with any questions you have about plants, about garden, maybe you're about to start a new garden project, maybe you are having some issues with a plant and you just want some help. Anything and everything related to plants and gardening, we are here to help. So all you need to do is comment your question below, and then I'm going to ask it to Chris here, and then he's going to answer in live time, and we'll keep doing that. So we're on a couple of different platforms, so I'm just going to ask it in the order that it comes in. So I'm just flicking between different channels. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Do you want to tell us a bit about what's going on in the nursery, Chris?
Tell us about.
Tell everyone about what's happening in the nursery this week.
Right, okay, so probably our nursery's had its biggest ever overhaul and we've just had truckload after truckload of beautiful stock in and I've never seen it looking better. I've never seen it bushier. I've never seen more points of interest, little things that I've never had in before. Like I've got beautiful little stone pines in here. I've got pink flowering strawberries. Actually, I should grab one of our pink flowering strawberries and just show you. These are fabulous. Normally, I don't know whether people have ever noticed there's strawberries flowering, but normally your strawberries flower white. Have a look at this one here. This one flowers pink, and then the fruit is just starting to form. There's little strawberries starting to form, and nice little edible strawberry. And in Europe, these are popular to grow in hanging baskets and pots. You just put them in a sunny spot. But I've never seen more points of interest or more nice, interesting things in the nursery than what we've got right now.
Great. All right, we're gonna get right into it with our first question. Just letting everyone know we really like details. We'd love to know what kind of location you're in, what are the kind of things you like, if you're asking for tips about feature trees or particular plants, about which one to get. Then we can make our answer as specific as possible. So first question is, I need tips on planting rows against the wall. I need tips on planting rows against the wall.
Planting rows against the wall. Okay, so roses, the main thing with roses is they love the sun, and so if you're planting them up against the wall, you want to be on a nice warm sunny wall, and roses will take endless heat, and plant them up against the wall, but make sure it's a sunny wall, not a shady wall. That'll be the main thing. Dig a nice big hole, mix in some good fertiliser and some nice soil, and roses basically love sun, they love heat, they love fertiliser, and they love water.
Great. Next question is, have you got any owl-plated tips for helping a lily-pilly hedge in its infancy to help it become bushy? When is the best time to prune? New South Wales, South Coast.
Okay, so the time to prune, actually New South Wales, you would have been having tremendous rain at the moment, but so to really do well with lily pillies, the main thing is to get them growing, and what lily pillies love is heat, water and fertiliser. So if you start fertilising them regularly with something like Osmocote, as the weather warms up, and you absolutely, if it doesn't rain, absolutely drown them once every week. Really good heavy watering once a week, like good deep soak once a week. A couple of little squirts through the week is great, but a good deep soak every week so that they dip them in the wet season while it's nice and warm, and regular Osmocote, get them growing, and then don't chop them hard, just tip them, like when as the long shoot comes on the top, just clip the top off with your fingers, and those shoots will tend to multiply and they'll become bushy. So basically, summing it up, tipping, Osmocote, heavy watering once a week if it's not raining, and you'll be on top of it as the weather warms.
Great.
But don't chop hard, tip.
We're just working on improving the sound now. Thank you for your comment, Belle, just about the sound being quiet. I hope that I am coming through fine. Please let me know. It's working now on fixing up that sound. In the meantime, answer a question on TikTok, which is how do I prune? Lots of comments. How do I prune my red robin to become more bushy?
I was just talking about potassiums. What a lot of people do is they chop it back very, very hard. But I wouldn't do that. I would just nip it. You've got a lot of new shoots coming on your red robin right now, and some of the long new shoots, just take the top node off them. So which is like where you got your two leaves on the top, and then you've got it like a shoot, and then you've got the next two leaves. Just take that top node off, and take that top node off all the long straggly bits, and then plenty of fertiliser, plenty of water, and really encourage some growth.
Great. Next question is, let's see. I'm planting an avenue of Cleveland ornamental pears. What would you say is ideal spacing?
I reckon 7 to 9 metres. At 7 metres, when they're mature, they'll be almost touching, and at 9 metres, you'll have them nicely spaced. So if it was an avenue where you wanted to see plenty of the scenery on the sides, you might go the 9 metres. Otherwise, 7 metres would look really, really nice.
Yeah. Next question is, as it's spring, should we be doing anything with natives now, or is it too late?
You could certainly be fertilising your native. You've got your native Osmocote, which is great for natives. So fertilising and a little bit of trimming, just a little bit of tip pruning and that to encourage them to bush up.
Yeah. Next question is, what's the best way to get rid of psyllids on my lily-pilly hedge, Coburg?
Right, okay. Psyllids. What's our spray? Just go grab it. Just one second.
One bag of the 30 litre will fill this pot. Yeah. Sana? Yeah.
So this is it here, Conguard. Now Conguard is a different brand of. There's lots of different brands around that do the same thing, but this is a powerful systemic spray, and you spray it on, Now, if you were to spray this on once, leave it for a month and spray it again, you pretty much, unless you've got a bad hedge right next door that's infecting you, you're pretty much cleaned up for 12 months. So 2 sprays of this a month apart, and follow the instructions. You only need a tiny amount, and you need a kind of like a good quality spray, and you spray the whole plant with a nice fine, it's not like a thing you put on with a watering can. You want a nice fine spray that kind of, I use a kind of an air blaster sprayer, sort of, so that the clouds of it go through with fine particles and go all through it like that. But 2 sprays a month apart and you've cleaned it up for the year pretty much.
Yeah. Next question is, what's the best way to trim grass trees? I live in New South Wales. I don't think we can burn the trunk.
Right. I was going to say burn them. But I wonder at this time of year if you couldn't burn them, because when it seems to kill the bugs, there's bugs and things that can get into them, and the burning seems to clean them right up and you get a whole beautiful fresh start on it. But if you couldn't burn it, I guess you just clip those heads right off. And again, you could use something like our Con Guard here to clean up any bugs that are in there making them sick.
Yep. Next question is, can I propagate my Loropetalum, and if so, what's the best way?
Okay, they are propagated as a summer softwood cutting. You'd want to have that wood reasonably firm but not too firm. I'd say right now the old wood's too hard and the new wood's too soft, so it would probably be December that you'd be trimming off pieces, and you'd really need some good humidity, like a little bit of fog or mist or something like that, and a sort of a warm temperature, low 20s, sort of a humid low 20s with a little bit of light hormone, and you should be able to strike them. The other way that you could possibly try is all of the hormones the hormones are good, but having humidity in a hothouse and various things, that's what nurserymen tend to have, and the home gardener can't do. The other thing that I think would probably work quite easily on them is if you wounded the wounded the branch slightly, put a little bit of hormone on it, then buried that branch, do a close to the ground and bury the branch in some potting mix in a pot and leave it for 6 or 8 or 12 months, and you'll probably find that it'll that's called layering, and a layer would probably work quite well on that sort of plant.
Yep. Next question is, best way to get rid of devil's ivy?
It's funny that somebody wants to get rid of it. Most nurserymen are desperately short of devil's ivy all the time, so possibly you could chop it up into lengths and put it in pots and sell it. But because there is a continuous shortage of devil's ivy. But I think just hard work, just get it and tear it down. It runs up the trees and runs all over the place, so just tear it down and maybe put it through, if you put it through sort of a garden grinder and ground it up and put it on the compost heap, you'd dispose of it.
Yeah. Next question is, I planted some giant elephant ears in my backyard. Is it normal for them to look sad in winter?
Yes. Yeah, they, depending on how cold it is, I was in America and I saw that they actually sell them as a deciduous plant in the winter, and they sell them as a deciduous. They sell them as a deciduous plant in the winter. In the Melbourne climate, they just tend to get a bit sad in the winter, but they don't die right back. But I think in a more savage climate, they basically disappear underground.
Yeah. Next question is, how do I start a herb garden from scratch?
Well, what herbs like is they like a bit of really good soil, and what you could look for is a nice big, like a half wine barrel or something like that, and some good quality compost mixed with some potting mix and maybe a little bit of lime is what you need. So what I would do is I would look for something. It could be an old baby's bath, a half wine barrel, sort of some nice big container. Put top quality soil in it. Put it in a nice sunny spot, and then plant it up. And what I always do is I think of the herbs that I like to eat, which is like coriander and mint and parsley and the various herbs that you want to eat, and then when you put a whole collection together of the herbs that you want to eat, it can look a bit dull. So if you go back to the herb collection and look at, say, like a tricolour sage, there's some nice coloured and attractive looking herbs, and I would tend to throw half a dozen herbs in for practical use, and then 2 or 3 herbs just for a bit of colour and interest. So, and there's nothing like that to jazz up and make it a pleasant experience going to your herb garden. And know that when you throw a few nice coloured things, like my favourite herb to look at would be your tricolour sage, but rosemary's look beautifully. A cascading rosemary coming over the side with blue flowers looks really nice. So if you put just a little bit of colour and interest into it, it can make your herb garden really worthwhile. But sun, beautiful soil, nice big container or a nice big garden bed.
Yep. Someone would like to know if it's a monsoon season over there. Monsoon season, sorry.
It kind of feels like it today. What it is, it's in Melbourne, our equinox has some big windy days, and we seem to be getting one right now. And we're in a sort of a shed that's like a half-open pavilion, and we're hoping the shed doesn't go away today.
Pretty much. All right, next question is, can I plant Gorka pencil pine in 0.5 metre wide raised garden bed in my backyard?
Yes, but I'd much rather plant them in a wider bed. But the beauty of Gorka pencil pines is they're highly trimmable, and as long as you don't, like if you let them get way too big, they'll naturally get a metre or more wide. Don't let them get way too big, then trim them. Start trimming them regularly when they're young, and you can contain them to whatever size you want.
Yep. Someone asks, are the vegetable plants kept behind rhubarb wire, and do you have his name herbs?
Are the rhubarbs?
Are the vegetable plants kept behind rhubarb wire?
Yeah, I don't know rhubarb wire. That's might be some.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I guess what you could be talking about is that people in lots of places have pests like rabbits and things like that, and people might be planting their vegetables and herbs and putting them behind wire. But I was thinking, like with your herb garden, by having it raised up in, say, a half wine barrel or something like that, you're kind of separating yourself from rabbits and pests and things like that.
Yeah.
But if you're planting them at ground level, a wire netting to keep rabbits and things off could be real handy.
Next question is, I have a corner where 2 hedges meet that's shady and damp. Any recommendations for plants with colour? They're in Sydney.
Shady and damp. Actually, what's really good in shady and damp situations at the moment, you've got your clivia flowering, you've got your Tapuna New Zealand rock lily just about to flower, and you've got your heliobores, and heliobores are sometimes called winter roses, and they're giving off beautiful colour at the moment. And we recently put up a video where a person had planted a collection of all different coloured heliobores under a weeping cherry, and it looked fabulous.
Yeah. Someone would just like to know, what are the alternatives to the Gorka pencil pine for 0.5 metre wide raised garden bed?
Skyrocket. Skyrocket, which is a beautiful blue pencil pine which trims beautifully, or the other one is called Sky Pencil, which is a Japanese holly with fine dark green foliage, which loves to be trimmed and can be kept ultra narrow. It's one of the best narrow plants around, and it's a beautiful evergreen with a glossy foliage. So Google and have a look at Sky Pencil.
Yep. Next question is, can we grow jalapenos in garden beds in Melbourne?
Yeah, sure. I often visit people that have got collections of some often quite vicious jalapenos, so there's quite a few of my customers grow lots of jalapenos in Melbourne.
Yeah. Next question is, best grass to grow from seed in a shady area? My favourite grass in the shade is kikuyu. Now, I don't know, you'd have to Google and have a look. I don't know if you can buy kikuyu from seed, but I've often
what you can do with kikuyu is you can get one or two small pieces from a turf cellar, growing, and you can tear it up and plant it, and every piece that you plant will grow, and they grow quite vigorously, and you can get a nice area of kikuyu turf from little pieces very quickly.
Yeah. Next question is, how can I tell if my plant is suffering from root rot?
Generally, root rot would be caused by excessive moisture or really badly compacted soil with excessive moisture. So what I often do, if it's a small plant, I'll dig it up and take a look at the roots, and if it's a big plant, I'll dig down beside and I'll take a look at the roots. And when you see healthy new shoots coming on the root system, and particularly now as I'm digging things up, I'm seeing nice healthy shoots appearing. So when you see nice healthy shoots appearing on the root system, you know that there's not root rot there. And often plants that have root rot tend to die from the bottom up. So you'll find that the leaves will brown or yellow from the bottom or the centre up, and not from, whereas when a plant dries out from just pure lack of moisture, it'll tend to die from the top down.
Yep. Next question is, how do I know when to divide a perennial plant?
Most plants you can pretty much, like now's a good time for dividing most of them, but most of them can be divided all year round, and you trim the top back and you dig them up and you break them up into pieces. And when I was a kid, that was the way a lot of people got their gardens. Ladies would share perennial pieces with their friends and neighbours and things like that. Somebody would admire something, and then they'd dig it up and split it up and share it. And I think it's a great way of gardens being passed around. And most plants can be done. You perhaps mightn't do it on the hottest day in summer, but most plants can be done for most of the year.
Yep. Next question is, how do I encourage flowers to bloom longer?
Miracle Grow will encourage plants to bloom longer, and then making sure that they're not ever stressed for water while they're blooming. Like when plants run out of water, they stop blooming very quickly. So making sure that all their needs are satisfied, having them well fertilized, really healthy, and perhaps using a little bit of Miracle Grow as well. And then in terms of once the flowers have been cut, Hormone 20 is a great thing to add to the water to make the bunch of flowers last longer.
Yep. Next question is, what are the signs that a plant is pot bound?
Pot bound is really one of the world's great sort of generalities. Most exotic plants, like talking about real pot bound, I can remember when natives first became popular back in the late 60s and early 70s, Mum would buy some grevilleas and things and plant them in our garden, and they'd be pot bound. And I've seen it where big winds blew maybe a year later, and the old pot that was all bound up would fall out of the ground, and the plant would roll like a tumbleweed across our lawn. And that's pot bound. Pot bound is where, and pot bound mostly occurs with Australian natives, and only with certain varieties of Australian natives, where once the roots become bound up in a circle, they don't grow out of it, and the plant will eventually fall over, roll over, die, become loose in the hole. But people come to me and say, look, this silver birch is pot bound. And silver birches, for instance, are very good at throwing out roots, and I never tease the roots on them or anything like that, and I'll plant them out. And a well-grown silver birch, you pull out of the pot and they'll have lots of roots curled around, and it's really not going to be a problem. Another thing people that has quite an aggressive growing root system is the Pittosporum. And people say, oh, these Pittosporums are pot bound, and in fact they're not. And if you tease the roots before you plant them, they very often die. and if you plant them, they never get stuck in that root ball. So it's become a generalisation where people pull a plant out of a pot, see a root curled around, and say, oh, it's pot bound, and it only really is something that occurs to certain types of plants. And what's good on some of those sorts of natives that really can't afford to have twisted round roots, people are using special pots that stop the roots from curling around, that actually cause the roots to grow straight, and that's solving that problem to a large extent for a lot of people.
Yeah. Next question is, what's a tall and slender variety of eucalyptus tree which won't drop too many leaves / mess?
Right, okay, so tall and Yuki dwarf. Yuki dwarf, not too spreading, not too tall, but tall enough to be effective, and tends to say, doesn't tend to drop its bottom stem, so they can stay quite bushy from quite, a lot of gum trees end up with just the big bare trunk, but Yuki dwarf will stay bushy all the way up and down and be good for, say, like a screen on a farm.
Yeah. Next question is, my limelight and cousin It's are losing its foliage. What can I do? They're in the ground.
At this time of year, perhaps a little bit of native osmocote, and just check and make sure they're not too wet. Like maybe dig a little hole down beside them and make sure they're not suffering from wet feet or getting a bit too wet.
Great. The next question is, let's see, what's the best way to prepare the garden for spring planting?
What's that?
What's the best way to prepare the garden for spring planting?
Actually, I've been doing a couple of garden designs this morning, and a lot of people's gardens or new areas that they're working on are alive with weeds. So I reckon a quick spray with Roundup. So I was just advising a couple just before the last garden design I did. A quick spray of Roundup, then leave it for 48 hours, then get a nice sharp hoe and chop out all those weeds, clean them up with a steel rake, then dig it over 1 shovel deep, add some new soil or compost, dig it over 1 more shovel deep, get a steel rake, smooth it right out, and then start planting.
Yeah. Just letting everyone know we have less than 5 minutes left of this live, so get in your questions now before we end for today. But we do this on a weekly basis, so you are welcome to always come next week with your questions if we can't get to it today. So next question is, best plants for on a patio with lots of sunlight?
Lots of sun on a patio. Like, if you're the sort of person, I've actually had a few of these jobs over the weekend, and if you're the sort of person that likes to go off for a couple of weeks in summer and you're going to leave your kids or something to water the plants and you know they're not really going to do it, you can't beat things like your jade and your succulents, because you can leave them for weeks in the heat of summer. Give them a water before you go, give them a water when you come back, and they'll still be fine. So, and there's some lovely succulents, we've got them in the store at the moment, called blobs, which are beautiful colours, and they'll cascade over the side of the pot. And there's lots of rosettes of succulents, they're all different colours. And then a jade will become like a nice little tree over the whole lot. And so you can make really lovely combinations using like your blobs, your jades and your succulents to make like nice gardens in pots on a balcony area. But succulents are not for everybody, and perhaps if you're more of a homebody and you're going to be around, you can use things like, we've got some beautiful sort of little Japanesey sort of conifers, and you can make like nice little bonsai things with them, and put things like your lime lava at the base, like so a nice conifer with a lime lava could look really nice. You need to be around to water something like that or have people to water it. Little Japanese maples can look absolutely wonderful. They need to be looked after, but there's some beautiful little grafted weeping maples, and ones like, and I've been intending to use these lately, and ones like Shana, which have beautiful bright pinky red leaves, lovely balls of, and those with things like your Irish moss or your lime lava underneath, or perhaps a cascading silver dichondra. Very often when people ask me to put together pots for them, I'll use some nice main feature plant, then I'll use some nice cascading plant. And then if you wanted a really modern look, you could look at our Gaimea lily or some of our coloured flaxes and cordyline and combine them with sort of nice silver or green dichondras cascading over the sides. So that's some ideas for you. Any others? Questions?
We've got 2 more questions and then we'll wrap it up for today. Next one is, I'm on the lookout for foxgloves and delphiniums. I haven't seen any about yet. When should I expect to see them in the nurseries?
We've got them at the moment, and you could order them in. You could go online and check, but our suppliers have got them available in the 3 and 4 inch pots, and so there's some here now, particularly foxgloves, and there's even a few 6 and 8 inch foxgloves coming in now. So they're the sort of things that are coming on right now, and you could start off just by looking on our website.
Yeah.
And there's, with your perennials and cottage plants, the range is expanding every week at the moment.
Yeah. Next question, can capital pear trees be grown large in pots? Can be grown large pots? I don't know, grown in large pots or can be grown large in pots?
I would much rather grow something like a Prestigiate hornbeam or a sky pencil. I think that capital pears don't like to live in, they're quite vigorous, hungry plants that really don't like to live in a pot for a long time.
Yeah. And the last question for today is favourite native / ornamental feature plant?
I reckon my favourite at the moment is your birthday candle. Your birthday candle really stands out, has these beautiful orange, has these beautiful little orange flowers, lovely spreading fine foliage. Only grows, say, 1.2 metres wide, 60 or 70 centimetres tall, and can have 20 or 30 nice flowers on it at a time.
Yep. Great. All right, well, that's a wrap for today. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We have our Growers Direct live flash sale happening this week, Friday at 12 p.m, which is 100 different plant specials that you can come and learn all about from Chris, who teaches you about every plant. And we will have our live Q&A as usual next Monday. So have a wonderful rest of your day.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you at the Grower Direct flash sale. And the Grower Direct flash sale will have Gary the Gorilla there as well. So don't miss out on Gary the Gorilla and myself. We're going out to the growers this week. We're getting 100 fabulous specials. And so if you want to do a garden project and do it with some really great specials and get it done on the cheap, come to our Grower Direct flash sale. And we do free delivery over most of Victoria. And we're in our last weeks of our super duper special offer. We spend over $100 and we chuck in a weeping cherry for free. A $100 weeping cherry for free. Bye.